The following program is rated G and is suitable for viewing by all ages.
But you can just start telling me what you're doing.
Well, I'm saucing a pizza.
Anything weird and wonderful about the pizza dough?
We make it all ourselves. It's very simple. There's no preservatives. And when the kids come in, they get kind of intimidated by that because they know they have to make dough. So we make it all by hand. Yeah. Ball it and press it all by hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
So by kids. What kids?
So I hire local kids from the area to run the pizza place. Right now I have 11 employees, and in the summer I have upwards of 20 delivery drivers and kids. They start in here around 14, 15 because they can have a letter from the parents, and then usually I keep them until they're about 20. Sometimes I have one delivery driver who is 26, and he's worked for me since he was 15.
Oh my goodness.
So, yeah.
So you must be a good boss then.
I would hope so, yeah.
They don't stick around to be abused, right?
Yeah, no, we get along well, and I've learned a lot over the years, you know, in managing people and kind of school of hard knocks. I never really went to school for culinary arts or anything, so I just learned it as I went.
Wow.
And yeah, it was my husband's crazy idea and his father, and we got engaged and they said we're going to start a pizza place, and I was like, wow. I was in healthcare at the time. I was going to be an LPN, and you know, I don't know, maybe I would have made a really good LPN, but I've made a really good boss. And my husband is the one who wasn't cut out for running the business, so I kind of took it as my own.
Oh my gosh.
And
so he dreamt it up, and
yeah,
it became your thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And so now we've been here, it'll be 27 years, May long weekend this year.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
27.
So yeah. So this is a standard, like, we call this the Never Matter. It's a standard pizza with ham, pepperoni, mushroom, pineapple, and bacon. So people who like, you know, the Hawaiians and the pineapple and the pepperoni, mushroom, this is a really nice pizza for them. Very basic, right? But what people like, comfort food, I would say, this one. So we call it the Never Matter.
Never mattered, like,
because the guy who ordered it, he said he could never decide between ham and pineapple and pepperoni, mushroom, but he loved our bacon, so he said, never matter, just throw it all on there. Yes.
Have you had a lot of customers kind of naming things for you?
Yes, we have. There's lots of pizzas named after customers on our menu. And of course, my husband's name is Rocky, so there's Rocky 1, 2, 3, and 4, and he's currently working on the Rocky 5. Yeah, so.
And everybody thinks it's Rocky Balboa.
Yes, of course.
This is the pizza you eat when you're training to fight Apollo Crews.
Yeah. Most of the pizzas I've made you today are just like, I wanted a nice array of different things. So I'm going to tell you about this one later. This one's really special to me. So this was a Never Matter. This is a honey garlic chicken julienne. We used to have deep fryers and do chicken wings, and we made our honey garlic sauce, and we had a bunch left over because we weren't allowed to have our deep fryers anymore. So we were like, can we make a pizza? So the employees and I all made this up, and we really love it. It's got a sesame crust and a beautiful honey garlic sauce with chicken and red peppers, onions, mushrooms, and it'll have cheese and banana peppers.
Wow.
And then this one here, this is a vegan pizza. It has Violife vegan cheese, and we also use the field roast chorizo on this pizza. So this is kind of like a taco pizza, but this is a vegan version of it.
Nice.
So we also have a regular version. And then this is a bruschetta. This is another one I made up. I really love bruschetta. So I made up this pizza, and it has our house-made pesto sauce, and we mix it with our garlic sauce. So it makes this really nice garlicky pizza with fresh cilantro, dill, tomatoes, feta. Yeah, it's a lovely pizza.
Nice.
So that's what we'll be sampling today.
And I see here you're cutting up real food. So
Yeah, yeah. In the summers, we'll prep some of this, but in the winters, you know, we kind of do a lot of stuff by hand. The fresher it is, the better. In the summer, we can't get away with that. We're just way too busy. So, yeah, that's kind of how we do things in the winter. But we definitely do everything by hand year round. We don't buy the frozen diced stuff. We're not like that. We cut all our peppers, all our mushrooms, all our onions. Everything gets cut by us. Yeah.
Sounds like the way you would cook for somebody you love.
Yeah, that's what people say, right? Is that they can taste the love of of LaVonne in the food.
Yeah, that always is such a kind of weird saying, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it reminds me of the movie Chocolat. Right?
Extra love.
Yeah, I don't weep into my pizzas, but there has been days where I have definitely wept in here, just not on the pizzas. Yeah, so.
Have you ever made a rage pizza? Like something like you're just furious and you're making a pizza?
I've definitely made some pizzas in rage, but
not a specific, this is my rage pizza.
Yeah, I mean customer service, in the customer service industry,
there's opportunities for rage.
Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. I've learned over the years. So this pizza here, this is a really special pizza to me. It's a curry chutney sauce that I got the recipe from my mom before she passed away. I didn't know she was going to pass away, but the Christmas before she passed away, she used to make this curry sauce for fondue. And I watched everything she did because I was going to get married and I wanted to know how to make it. And she used to make 3 different sauces. This was one of them. And that sauce I've turned into a pizza. And I've often thought about submitting this pizza to Las Vegas Pizza Show. Like sometimes they'll have international contests. And this pizza to me sort of feels kind of Canadian because it's so multicultural. It looks multicultural, and it's like, it's so good. So
what
chicken.
do you call this one?
This one, well, it was at first called Cheers to Chutney, but no one would call it that. They'd say, we want that mango pizza. I'd be like, oh, so then we just decided to throw it on as the mango pizza because, So
I've actually heard that you have a mango pizza.
Yeah.
And I was very curious about it. Oh, I'm pumped about this.
Yeah, so this is it. This is it. Yeah, so, and we're gonna hope that my mangoes are okay because you know how they get this time of year.
Oh yeah, they're.
It's always hit or miss. They might look nice on the outside and then they're horrible on the inside. Yeah, see, this one's gonna be all yellow on us. It's really nice when the mangoes are more, let me see if I have a nicer one in the cooler here. I might.
I think all your cutting boards are amazing.
Yeah, so let's try this one. This one looks much nicer.
What do you do with these boards over here?
So I use those for when I shoot the pizzas for social media.
And like prop boards.
Yeah, a few years ago we did a ad campaign with the local wineries.
Oh yeah.
And we paired all our pizzas with the local wineries. So we use those boards to do the photo shoot.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. So look, this mango's so much nicer.
Oh yeah, you got a good
when
one
they're
there.
nice, deep yellow. Yeah.
Not that dodgy green.
Yeah, mangoes are something you don't really want to prep. They can get rubbery when they're prepped.
Oh,
So
okay.
one of the challenges for pizza 2, this is pizza 1, this is pizza 2, the young kids is learning to cut with the knife. And of course, I'm kind of in a position now of having to teach very basic life skills to kids. So cutting
So they
is
come
one
in
of
not
them.
knowing how to cut.
Not even knowing what a soapy rag is.
Oh no.
Or how to mop, yeah.
Oh,
all
that's
of
a
that
lot
stuff.
of like background work to do.
Yeah,
Huh.
it's
Do you
good.
think that's because we're all so busy that we don't have time to teach things that would have been kind of regular?
Yeah, I think a lot of those jobs have been, given to paid people. And so kids often don't see them being done.
Right.
And so they don't know how they're done.
That makes
Right?
sense to me.
So, but, they say that for intrinsic value or intrinsic happiness, especially for my age, I'm 50, just turned 50 this year. That stage of development is generativity, is giving back
Yeah.
to your community. And one
Right.
of the ways I can give back to my community is to train these kids with real life skills in the real
Yeah.
world, right?
Yeah. I can see
So,
how that would be
yeah.
life-giving for you as well
Yeah.
as your community.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very
Yeah.
nice. And then they won't poison themselves when they go off to university.
Yeah. You can see some of them here. This is Joey.
Oh, no
and
way.
River,
They carved
Wyatt.
their names.
Yeah, we're
Oh.
Joey's
lovely.
just moved on. We'll miss him.
Oh, bye,
He's a
Joey.
wonderful employee. And yeah, Wyatt's a delivery driver now. River still works in the kitchen.
You've got cool
So-
names out here.
Yeah, tons. Just so many kids I've trained over the last 26 years, almost 27. Yeah, it's wild
Wow.
to think about. Some of them, actually, there's one girl that works in the kitchen who is the daughter of someone who worked in here.
Okay.
That made me feel kind of old.
Yeah.
But yeah, and
Well, you've
seeing,
been,
yeah,
how long has this been open?
27 years this May
Okay,
long.
yeah, there's a generation
so
in there.
yeah, so I
Wow.
love to see them come back. They go off to university or they go on and be chefs themselves.
Wow.
And one of the things I get a lot is that they learn to multitask in here in ways that people have noticed. And
Oh, very nice.
yeah,
And also,
All right.
I'm sure letting everybody know where they are in the space at any given time. 'Cause
Yeah.
you don't have a lot of room to mess around.
So in the summer, we have someone who comes in and does dishes and starts dough.
Okay.
We have another person that just preps for the next day.
Okay.
Then we have 2 pizza makers, 2 oven people, and 1 person that answers the phone and 1 that pays orders out. And then
Wow.
we have 2 delivery drivers.
Oh my gosh.
So that's 2, 4, 6, 8 people.
This is a high.
And the 2 delivery drivers every night. And we're only open between 4:30 and 8:30 p.m.
yeah,
Used
good
to be
thing, right?
open later, but I'm getting older and I'm finding it really hard to push
Yeah.
because you don't get a break in that 4 hours in summer. It's just bang on, right?
Right.
So we get all the prep done for the next day and we put out about 200 and some pizzas in that 4 hours. It's just a major cycle. Yeah,
That's a lot.
it's wild. So I
Yes.
rest in the winter.
Uh-huh.
And the locals do keep us open. And we appreciate them very much because they're the reason we're open year round. The
yeah.
tourism comes and goes, but you treat your locals like gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
it seems like a really nice community out here in Naramata.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it is. It's
I
been a
keep thinking how
wonderful
much I'd
place.
like to live here.
Yeah, it's been a wonderful place to raise my kids. I feel really fortunate to be here.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we'll just wait for those to cook
bet.
and
How hot is your oven?
it's about, I've never really measured. I think it's somewhere like 600 or 700 degrees. I have it dialed in perfect for our pizza.
Okay.
So we never change that dial. It
Okay.
turns on and off, but the temperature dial never changes.
Okay.
And in the winter, we just do that oven, and in the summer, both ovens are going. Yeah.
What's your favorite tool in your kitchen? You've got loads of stuff.
Oh, this knife here.
Do you have your favorite knife?
This is Stubby.
Oh, hello, Stubby. Let's see.
Stubby's been around a long time. Stubby got lost once.
Oh.
Just multi-purpose, never gets used to cut like any vegetables or anything. It's dull as heck, but sometimes I have to carve down dough on the edge of the pan.
Okay, yeah.
And or open bags, and this is just so handy. It's just a perfect size. When we lost it for 2 years, we were so sad. Nothing replaced it, and then we found it.
Oh, did you have a party?
So it was
Welcome back,
stuck between
Stubby.
the make table and the wall is where it was.
gosh.
So anyway, I've had that since the beginning. So
Oh, I love it.
I would say that's my favorite tool. I've never
I like
been
that he
asked
has a
that
name.
question.
Oh, it's a
Yeah.
weird. I've got a weird brain. Least favorite
Yeah.
tool? Do you have something that you avoid using and you hope somebody else does something with it?
Least favorite tool would
What's your
have been
POS system?
the meat slicer.
Oh, yeah.
But we don't slice our meat anymore. We do buy it
Wonderful choice.
sliced.
Especially with all the kids working here, right? You
Yeah,
send
we
them
just
home with less fingers.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're pretty the way they build them now, but they're like 10 grand to buy
That's
for one,
horrible.
right?
Oh my
Like they're a
gosh.
lot of money.
Yeah, I don't
And
know that.
there's a lot of maintenance that comes with them.
Mm-hmm.
And when you factor in how long it was taking to clean it and properly use it, and
Yeah.
I just thought, no, we're gonna get
It's
sliced.
better to get it
Yeah.
done somewhere else.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
So
I'm
yeah.
looking at all your toys. Okay. So kind of a rocker knife.
This one is, yes, a big rocker knife.
So you're using this to slice the pizzas?
Yeah,
And
this gets used to slice the pizzas.
do you wait for a while after they come out of the oven, or do you do the slicing right away?
No, we slice it right away. Some people ask if they can not have it sliced. I'm just going to give this a little bit of a wash because it doesn't look good for me right now. So some people ask us not to cut it
Uh-huh.
because sometimes when you cut a pizza, the moisture inside of it will go down
Oh.
under the pizza.
Uh-huh.
So we put cornmeal under our crusts.
Okay.
Some
So it's
people,
at the bottom of that tin?
yeah, we'll kind of put a little bit of cornmeal in the box
Okay.
so that it just sort of absorbs that
Oh,
that
I
moisture.
see. Yeah.
Yeah, it used to, pizza places did it a lot back in the day. It's rare to see it done nowadays, but we still do it. So just a little skiff. Some people ask us not to put it in, but it's really hard. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
It's really hard to not do it because it's habit for
Uh-huh.
us. Yeah, just a little bit of cornmeal, like.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Have you ever had pizza for a while? Had cornmeal, or
I don't think so.
yeah.
There's a place in Kelowna that uses a lot of, what do you have on the round on one of your pizzas? Sesame seeds.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
It looks like sometimes they dust the bottom of the pan with the sesame.
Yeah, it's so good.
So delicious. What's
Yeah,
this thing?
that's a can opener.
Really?
That opens
Is it like
big cans.
500 years old? Like
No, actually, it's pretty new, and the blade we change in it every year. There's a little
Okay.
blade that gets pulled out and replaced in there.
Oh, I see.
But yeah, this part itself has probably been there 27 years now, but like
Right.
the blade inside, yeah. But it opens
Okay.
the big 4-liter cans
Oh,
of,
yeah.
yeah. So you put the can in here,
Mhm.
and then there's like a sharp piece. You slam it down and this down, and you turn, and it just opens
Okay.
the top of the,
That's very
Yeah.
cool.
yeah, all the commercial equipment that you don't
I
see.
know, it's so cool. But
Yeah.
That's the best part of this job is getting back here and like, what are you doing? How are you doing it? What are
Yeah.
you doing it with?
Yeah, we get a lot of people really watch from the door, you know.
Oh, well, yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's like watching art.
Yeah. Good thing I
Alright.
remembered the pizzas. We almost burned them.
Ah, playing with
We
can
were
openers.
so busy talking.
See, it's fun, right?
Yeah. Okay, I think I was gonna do this one here.
All right.
the
Ready?
Naramata.
Ready. This is just put everything on it. Never matter. Oh, mango pizza.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so pretty. I love this one.
Do you have any back of the house slang that you guys have developed that you can repeat?
Ooh, I'm not sure what to say about that.
That means yes and also no.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely do, but yeah, it's probably best to keep that to myself.
Okay.
Things that help you get through the summer with the tourists that are difficult. Yeah.
People that are used to maybe things on a different scale.
Yeah, you can get some pretty entitled people who don't understand the dynamics of the kitchen. Yeah, these ones I may have overcooked. We forgot about them.
They look amazing though.
Oh, they're a little bit dark.
Oh, a little dark, but
yeah.
I'm good with it.
Yeah. I was so talking to you, I completely forgot about them.
Right? We're having fun. And we're dragging all our invisible friends along with us.
They're Rocky done. Let's put it that way.
Rocky.
This is how Rocky asks for his pizza all the time.
Does he actually?
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
Me, I like it a little less cooked personally.
Okay, so
but
rare.
there we go.
Okay, this is the way Rocky would do it?
Yeah, this one here would be more how I would like it, but
okay.
thin crust pizzas take a little less time in the oven to cook.
Oh, that makes sense.
So those should have come out probably a minute or two sooner than they did.
Oh, well, we'll experience them Rocky style.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Are you ready to
Yep, we'll transport them
All right.
into the house.
This is
LaVonne Gould.
I had just said to her, I just warned her that every time I'm introducing somebody, I have this William Shatner-esque pause where it's, and who are you? Where am I? So we're actually in her home, which is part of Real Things Pizza in Naramata, which is this gorgeous, cute, very busy pizzeria where you've made some super exciting pizzas. So I was out there while you were putting them together and into the oven, and we got carried away. So these are done more like the way your husband likes them.
Yes, these two should have been taken out just a little bit earlier, but we like to call that Rocky done. So if you like your pizzas crispy like that, just ask for it Rocky done and it'll be done that way. Yeah, I personally like it a little more golden brown, not so dark, but you know, pizza's in the eye of the beholder. So
there you go, in the
that's what I love about it
mouth
so
of the
much,
person.
Right?
And these are also
diverse.
pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, what are we going to try first?
What would you like to try first?
Oh, I don't know. You pick. I don't
Okay.
know. I'm super curious about this one, but I feel like I
Okay.
want to leave it to last because,
Yeah? Why don't you have it first? Because you have nothing
There's
to
also first.
impact your...
Okay.
Yeah.
But you got to
try
have
that
some
one
too.
first. So, yeah, would you like a plate?
No, I'm good.
No, you're okay with
I'm
just
good.
a napkin? Okay.
I'm
So
from the woods.
This is the
I'm
mango
good.
pizza, and it's a pizza I created about 20 years ago, back when it was weird to put any other fruit on pizza other than pineapple. And the sauce is after a sauce my mom used to make.
Oh.
And so it's a curry chutney pizza with chicken, red peppers, fresh cilantro, and fresh cut mangoes on the top. And
amazing.
it's just one of my favorites. I'm really proud of this pizza and the creation of it. So enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I see why.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was kind of popular about 10, 12 years ago, chicken and mango and curry chutneys. But it's still very good today.
So good. What a good job. And so the sauce in there's the chutney.
Yeah.
And that was a family recipe.
Yes. Yeah. I tweaked it a little bit for the pizza.
Okay, you want the right
But
consistency,
I still
right?
make the original sauce for fondues. We always have fondue on Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve.
Okay.
With my kids who are grown now, but they come home. Yeah.
Wow. And you've been running this pizzeria for over 20 years.
27 this May long weekend.
Years. Oh, are you going to do something special?
Probably not. I'm kind of I am a bit more of an introvert, so and I'm not someone that's usually, you know, I'm kind of in behind the oven making the pizzas.
Oh, so this right here is super fun for you.
If my husband was here, he'd be like, ta-da! But I'm not so much like that, so.
Oh, well, you're doing great. And you made a chutney pizza, which I've never, ever tried before.
Yeah.
And definitely, I think, I was interested because I saw this online.
Oh, okay.
And I was looking through menus and through your Instagram and thinking, oh my gosh, that looks so good.
Yeah, and people were really afraid to try it because, like I said, it was before the big chutney curry boom that happened 12 years ago. So I would take it to preschool functions for the moms to try.
Oh, you clever thing.
And then it sort of became popular because they would try it if they didn't, you know, have to pay for it, sort of thing. But
right, there's no risk. And then they find out they love it.
Now you can put so many different things on pizza. Like we have harvest pizzas, so in the spring to the fall. The first one's a AAA with asparagus, so local asparagus goes on there. Our artichokes Asiago with our homemade pesto. And then we do peach and prosciutto. And we do a butter chicken pizza with the green apples in the fall. And we also have this really incredible pizza that's not on the menu, but I'm going to tell it to you anyway. It's got a pumpkin pie sauce.
That sounds bonkers.
Yeah, and it has spinach and sugared yams, mozzarella, fresh rosemary, and red grapes. And I actually served that pizza to the Governor General at Ruby Blues Winery 10 years ago, and we used the grapes off the vine.
Whoa.
And it was a real hit. So
that sounds like a piece of showmanship.
Cool. Yeah, and then at Christmas and, you know, the turkey times a year, we do turkey and brie pizza with the brie from Upper Bench Winery.
Amazing. Oh, we were just there last week, the week before.
Good.
Yeah, lovely people.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so what would you like to try
so
next?
Creative. I don't know. What's next? How about a rocky one of the Rocky styles?
Well, Rocky one isn't here, but how about you try this one?
Right, that's actually a word.
We do have 4 Rocky pizzas, but I didn't make one of those. This one is the honey garlic chicken julienne, and it has a sesame seed crust.
Oh.
I'm going to give that one a try.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for sesame seed.
And I realized I forgot the banana peppers on it. Usually it has banana peppers,
Are they
but
hot?
it'll still be very good. I usually take them off for myself because I can't handle Mexican spices Indian spices I can have no problem, but jalapenos and chilies, like
what happens? Does your nose start running?
Oh yeah, no, I can't taste anything.
Wow, they just blow up your head.
Yeah, but usually that one will have banana peppers. But so I make it this way, which is maybe why I made it that way. So.
Now you said 12 years ago there was like the wave of the chutneys in pizzas. So there's different trends and waves of different things that come through?
Yes.
Okay, well,
definitely.
Can you take me back in time and tell me what some of them have been?
I don't know if I could.
Make stuff up, I will.
Well, I always have found it really funny that people who get Hawaiian pizza won't try new things. Because to me, pineapple on a pizza was like really daring when they first did it.
Exactly.
So, yeah. So, but I think just the progression of making different pizzas like you would make food. So like this is a taco pizza, right? Like that sort of has come about where you take your favorite dish and turn it into a pizza.
Yeah.
That's definitely a trend that came, like this bruschetta, right?
Right.
That's based on bruschetta.
Bruschetta.
Right? So
absolutely.
Yeah, and this is kind of like a chicken stir fry, right? So
yeah.
So that's kind of been popular, and
so that's happening right now. That's a trend currently.
Well, I think in the last 10 years,
okay.
The butter chicken pizza we make in the fall. We made that one 15 years ago, but it was based on a dish at Hillside Bistro. They had this incredible pasta that had green apple and butter chicken sauce, and Rocky and I were like, we have to make that into a pizza, and so that's where that pizza came from.
Amazing.
So I'd like to say we were the first to do it, but I don't know if I was.
But it wasn't a pizza over there.
Yeah, so... But yeah, we're
Wow.
definitely more of a, you know, like a Boston style pizza. Not so much Neapolitan. And
Oh, okay.
Neapolitan is wonderful.
I need to learn about this.
But yeah,
what are the
there's-
styles?
Yeah.
What is the key markers of knowing that you're eating a Boston pizza, a Boston
A
style
Boston style pizza, it
yeah.
would be the thick crust and
Oh,
lots of
okay.
toppings.
Okay, so plenty
Yeah.
of toppings, really sturdy crust.
Yeah.
Is there a different way of making the crust for a different sort of pizza, or is it the same base?
I don't know. I didn't go to school for culinary arts. And my dough recipe has a very interesting story.
Oh.
So I was engaged to be married to Rocky, and him and his dad were starting this pizza place, and it was literally, they were going to open May long weekend of 1997, and our wedding was in August. So Rocky calls me and says, 2 weeks before May long weekend, do you have a recipe for pizza dough? And I was like, are you kidding me?
Oh my goodness.
So last minute they put something together, and no measurements, and that became our dough.
Wow.
And so all I know is that pizza definitely can be different, can be prepared many different ways.
Yeah.
And I've been to Italy. I've had incredible Italian pizza.
Mm-hmm.
I just have a love for pizza any way it's made.
Okay.
So a lot of people think I'm funny because I'll have pizza at places elsewhere in Penticton or the Naramata Inn, and like, I'm gonna try your pizza if you make it, because
Well, yeah. Also,
Upper Bench does a great job of pizza. Like, you know.
yeah, they were telling us about going to pizza school.
Yeah.
It's like I'd never heard that there's such a thing as pizza school.
Yeah. I've never been there, but
You could probably teach at it.
I
Get this one out in the world.
Yeah.
And see what happens.
I think I just fly by the seat of my pants, and
It's amazing what you
yeah.
can create, though, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
So what did you
Okay.
think of the honey garlic chicken?
I thought it
quesadilla?
was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like
absolutely
the
amazing.
sesame crust.
I'm a sucker
Yeah.
for a sesame
Yeah.
crust.
All right. Why don't you give the bruschetta a try?
All right.
Yeah.
You coming in with this?
Sure.
Coming in with me? I feel weird eating by myself.
Oh, okay. I was like, yeah.
Oh, it even smells so fresh.
Yeah. This is a favorite for the summer.
And there's fresh basil in here?
Not fresh basil. Well,
What is
the
this?
pesto that I
Oh,
make is from fresh basil.
okay. Because
So,
it's really like a
That's
fresh.
where you're getting that. But there's also fresh cilantro and dill on this
Oh,
pizza.
the dill.
Mm-hmm.
That's that extra something. What a clever idea.
Yeah, this one's really good for the summer. It's light, and it's really nice paired with like a crisp Pinot Gris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. Have Renee, have you ever put dill on a pizza? No. You should. You'll have to try this when we're all done. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this one is good. Yeah. I'm gonna have some more of this.
So fresh and delicious. Now the dill is such. How is it that it was in a blazing hot oven and really done? I think I kind of like Rocky style, and it still tastes so fresh. Like it doesn't taste like it's like the life is being cooked out of it. It feels fresh and herbal.
Well, this dough was literally made. We aged it one day, so it was made yesterday while we were open. And a lot of the stuff that's on this pizza was cut like the day before,
Right.
or same day. So that's going to make a really big difference. And our dough doesn't have any preservatives in it.
Okay.
Right? I used to make bread with it for my family, and you literally had to eat it the next day, or it was rock hard, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's not. That's kind of
Yeah.
a thing, right? Like my husband found some tortillas, or wraps. They weren't real tortillas, and he looked at the expiry date because I had taken my bread box and I stashed it somewhere else because we film a lot of times in my kitchen,
Yeah.
and it's like the more clear I can make it, the better. And then I got rid of that, and he finds these wraps, and they had expired about 8 months ago,
Oh, yikes.
and they were exactly the same
Yeah.
as when we bought them.
Yeah. I mean, there's
Yeah.
a reason they are. The stuff that they put in food to preserve it,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
That's what's going to give you a headache. And I mean, we've had people, I know this sounds bad, but like we have people who have fought cancer, and they do chemo, and they've said to me, you know, I can eat your pizza. It's crazy how I can eat your pizza.
Wow.
Right? The
Yeah.
chemo pizza, they say. And it's like, I don't know, it's wild. I've not had to do something like that. But there's been many over the years, and they've been able to eat it. And maybe it's because we just don't, we're really picky about what we put on our pizza.
Really clean food.
Yeah, and so, you know, it's going to make a difference in what you eat, right?
Yeah.
And how you feel after you eat it.
Yeah, Robbie, my husband and I, we were talking about, like, if you have a dog and your dog is feeling sick, you take it to the vet, and the first question is going to be, have you changed their diet? What are they eating?
Yeah.
But we don't ask that about ourselves.
Yeah.
It's like, well, your diet makes a massive difference. And I can see how this food just feels so fresh and wholesome and real things.
Yeah,
you know?
real things.
Amazing.
We didn't intend that when we chose that name, but it has
what
become
did you
more.
think of? Because to me, it feels right on trend. Like, what are the things you put on your pizza? Well, they're real things. It's real food. It's not like fake food.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, when we opened, it was because there was a few pizza places that had tried in this area and they never lasted.
Okay.
And so my husband Rocky said, for real, this is for real. Real things, real food, real people. So it kind of, And then it took on more meaning over the years as things got more processed. I mean, 27 years ago, things were not as processed as they are now.
You could tell if something was processed. Now you almost can't.
It's a challenge to get, like, a lot of stuff that gets discontinued because the company can't afford to still make it, and then we're on the look for something else that's good and comparable, right? And those costs. But, you know, Rocky and I have never wanted to be millionaires. We just wanted to live here and raise our family.
Look at, you've done it.
And so we've done it by selling pizza.
Yeah. And
so,
creative
and
pizza.
And caring about the pizza we sell and the people we hire and the locals and the school and, you know, I mean, and that's what makes your life more valuable.
Right.
So, because I often get asked, why didn't you franchise? Why haven't you, you know, why are you only open 4:30 to 8:30? Why are you all these things? And I always say, well, I chose my kids. Like, I did need to have work to provide, but if I had done those things, my kids wouldn't have had a mom. So I managed to do both, even though they say it's hard to do, and yes, it is hard, but we have family, and here we are, still making pizza, so.
I know, it seems to me like an all-around success story, if you, you know, measure it by different measures.
Yeah.
Like, measure it by something that isn't sort of the cult of achievement and the cult of growing bigger and bigger. As a, like, why is that a better goal? Than having a sustainable, integrated life with an intact family, and you're integrated in the community. You're providing mentorship for young people every year. Like, that sounds like a phenomenal success story to me.
Yeah, of course, and those are the things that matter, right? That is what I'm saying. Those are the things that matter, not how much money you've made. You need to make enough to survive, sure. But, you know, if we had franchised, the pizza wouldn't be this good. No,
you would have had to cut corners on things that would have broken your heart and made it a different thing.
So, ex-nay to the franchise, but...
No, we will not do that.
See. Anyway, do you want to try the vegan pizza?
100%, yes.
Yeah, so this is a vegan taco pizza. We call it the vegan Hola Amigo. If you order it, you want to say vegan because we also have a regular version of it.
Okay.
So we use field roast chorizo on this pizza, and we use Violife cheese. For now, we've been using it.
Gets pretty melty.
Yeah, it's okay. There was a lovely vegan cheese from Pulse Kitchen that we used for a long time. It was so good, but the company couldn't stay viable. So we are using Violife right now because I refuse to put diet cheese on my pizza.
Yeah, what is that even?
So anyway, so this is, we have quite a few vegan pizzas. You can see them all online. And I'll avoid a help, you know. Otherwise my mouth will be on fire.
I got one.
Did you get one?
I like the buzz afterwards.
Yeah, the chorizo has a bit of spice to it too.
It's very nice.
And Field Roast is a really nice company. They make incredible products.
Kind of smoky.
Like their vegan meats are incredible.
Yeah.
So,
Love it.
And it's actually Indian Rock Vegans. They're pretty famous. They were in the Eating You Alive movie, and about 10 years ago, because their son used to work in the pizza place, I got together with them because they went full vegan, and we came up with all of our vegan pizzas. She actually taught me how to make vegan cheese.
Wow.
It was a lot of work, and when I went back to school, I realized I needed to not be doing that anymore. But I was making gluten-free crust and vegan cheese, which were very laborious jobs.
Oh, yeah.
So now I've found viable companies that I like that provide that now.
So do you have a gluten-free crust as well?
We do.
Okay.
We use Little North's gluten-free crust, and it's not.
And anybody you can order any of these sort of things?
In small only, and
Okay.
there's some pizzas that have items on them that have gluten, so the employees learn from the POS when to say that. But that crust is really lovely. It's not so much like a rice wafer, like a Eucharist wafer. It actually has some substance to it. Yeah. So I guess we're going to end with the Never Matter.
Yeah, and is this a small?
That's an individual.
Okay, what are your sizes?
So individual's 8-inch, small's 10.
Small is bigger than this.
Yeah, medium is 12-inch, and our large is 14.
These are big, because this is, to me, I would say this is like enough for a couple people.
Yeah, our sizes tend to be one size up.
Okay.
So you'll notice at pizza places, that's why they put inch size, because someone else will call this a small,
Oh, yeah.
whereas to us it's an individual. So give that a try. That's
I'm pretty
just
sure I've
the
seen this size as a
run-of-the-mill
medium.
Hawaiian pepperoni mushroom with bacon. Never Matter pizza.
Yeah.
Both Hawaiian and pepperoni mushroom.
Very nice.
Yeah, so give her a try. It's a popular one for the classics. Are you someone that likes pineapple on pizza?
I love it.
Okay, there you go. Then that one's for you. Yeah. You'll have to take all that with you for the rest of your lunch.
When we get stuck in traffic on the way back to Kelowna,
I'll put it
we've
in a
got
box
pizza.
for you. Yeah.
So you said something about going back to school.
Yeah. 4 years ago, I decided to go back to school.
Okay. Doesn't
And
sound crazy
so
to me.
I got my transcripts from high school and realized, oh boy, I wasn't as smart as I thought I was. But I got into Thompson Rivers University as a mature student.
Okay.
And I am finishing a major in psychology, and I am almost done. And so one thing that I've found super interesting is I realized in learning behavior therapy that I do that every day in the pizza place.
You do.
With the kids, because we get kids come in who have anxiety, and they have to be able to answer the phone.
Right. How do you talk them into it?
So what I do is I take an hour and a half to train them on the POS. I show them everything about the POS they need to know.
POS is always a hurdle for everyone.
Yeah, a piece of you fill in the blank.
I have never met one that I've liked.
I know. They're the people who develop them don't work in kitchens, so I don't think they
don't
really
have to move quickly.
They don't really know the symbols we use and things like that.
Yeah.
But
So you're training slow and making sure that it isn't a pressurized situation when you're training them in the POS.
Where the behavior therapy part comes in, like I don't do existential therapy, it's inappropriate, but behavior therapy, what happens is at 4:30 the phone will ring and they're really nervous, right? So when I am calm, because you can calm another person's nervous system from 3 feet away.
That's neat.
If I stay calm, I can help you stay calm.
There we go.
So I can feel their nervous system is pulling out.
Are we close
So
enough?
I'll say to them, the phone's going to ring. I don't want you to answer it right away. I want you to let it ring.
And just sit in that
And I want you to
anxiety.
breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And I want you to feel your feet on the ground. And I want you to let it ring a second time and a third time. And I want you to keep breathing.
Wow.
And then on the fourth ring, I want you to answer it. And what this does is if you can avoid going into your limbic system, your nervous system, like threat, when someone does that, their left hemisphere disappears. They don't have access to think.
Or talk.
So everything I taught them will go out the window. But when they breathe, They stay calm, and then when
Beautiful.
they can answer the phone, they can remember everything I've taught them. And then after they're done their first phone call, they're elated because I just answered the phone.
Yeah.
And I realized, like, I've tweaked it a bit from what I've learned in school, but I've realized just how much of that I do in the pizza place and didn't know that that's what I was doing.
Yeah, you did a grounding exercise with
Yeah.
them, and they can move this to other
Yeah.
stressful things in their life.
Yeah.
That just sitting in the tension and allowing your body to regulate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
so beautiful. I'm in the middle
Yeah.
of counseling masters, so
Oh,
I'm
okay.
loving this. This
Yeah.
is so much
Oh,
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so much we could talk about.
Oh, I
there.
know.
Yeah, the ways that I could write a book on I personally love personality disorders. I think they're incredible. People are salt and pepper of life, right? But I could write a book on how different cluster A, B, and C
Right, yeah.
personalities order pizza.
Oh, that would
Yeah,
be
I
so
think it
much
would make
fun.
a great book.
I think it really would. It really would. Okay,
Yeah.
on the phone, personality A. How are they ordering?
Yeah.
Are they
Well-
barking individual?
Yeah, I mean, I won't go into it. You'll have to buy the book.
Yeah, because somebody from her customer base is going to go, that's what I said.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
You're
Yeah.
typing me.
Yeah, and of course I don't want to give the message that personality disorders are a bad thing. They're, as you and I have probably
They're
both
interesting.
learned, they're what someone does to survive life.
Mhm,
They save your life, right?
Yep,
They
yep.
save your life in
They
adversity.
serve you kind of until
Yeah.
they don't.
Yeah, and
And
so
then you gotta
now
fix it.
when I see people come in, I can recognize
Mhm.
and just be empathic and know here's where you're coming from, and
Yeah.
I'm much more patient,
Mhm.
and because the service industry, those are sometimes the people that you will have trouble with. So
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
We used to have a saying. I worked in a sort of a psychiatric community home, and that this person is not giving you a hard time. They are
Yes.
having a hard
they're
time.
having a hard time.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
they're really having a hard time, and if you
Yeah.
can adjust your expectation to
Yeah.
kind of where they're at and meet them there,
Yes.
it's just a way better experience
Of
for
course.
everybody.
And if you
Yeah.
stay calm
Yeah.
within
yeah.
3 feet of them, you might help them calm down too.
Yes, I'm just gonna bring you down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find that a lot, even in the interviews when I have somebody who's like getting ready and you can tell they're nervous, they're actually twitching or
Yeah.
something. And it's like, and it helps me to get me out of my own head
Yeah.
and kind of extend that way. And it's
Yeah.
like, okay, I can serve you in this moment,
Yeah.
and we can do this together and show
Yeah.
off the cool things you do.
Yeah.
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 Do you
Oh.
ever find, like if you see somebody in the kitchen shout at another person, like an aggressiveness in the kitchen will sort of shut down somebody's ability to communicate?
Yeah, I've watched chef shows.
Ooh, they
My
scare me.
kitchen, my kitchen is not like that. You
Mhm.
can ask, like, the one way that I don't prepare kids for life, I think, is that sometimes when they go on and they experience bosses that
Mhm.
are not fun to work with,
Mm-hmm.
I don't prepare them for that all the time because
Right.
I'm really different. I don't get upset. But
Mm-hmm.
chefs are notoriously narcissistic. Right? And they
No
yell
comments.
at their employees and their sous chefs and stuff. I'm not really like that.
Mhm.
I do come from a background of a certain amount of adversity, that there was a certain type of customer
Mm-hmm.
that if they came in, I could feel them pulling my nervous system out. And that was
Mhm.
usually a customer that would blame me
Mm.
and that they never did anything wrong. It's all my fault. And there was one in particular, speaking of this bruschetta pizza, he wanted the peach and prosciutto pizza, but what he asked for was peach bruschetta.
Oh.
And
Did you
so
have to make up a
what
whole?
got made was a bruschetta because the kid on the phone that night was fairly new. He didn't
Right.
know about the specials entirely. He picked the
Oh.
bruschetta. But I
Sure.
caught him. When he came in, my body instinctually knew, oh, this guy's going to be like someone I used to know.
Mm-hmm.
And I just breathed in and out, grounded myself, stayed
Mhm.
calm. He was yelling and screaming at me, and then said I wanted the peach bruschetta, and then he kind of caught himself. Like
Yeah.
he knew, oh, I'm part of the reason that pizza got made wrong. But it only made him more upset.
Right.
And I just
Yeah.
said, sir, if you argue with me, I can't go remake your pizza. I'm happy to go remake it. It's just a common,
Right.
mistake that's happened.
Yeah.
And I'll remake it,
Uh-huh.
And, but no, he was really upset. He's like, if I don't go home with a peach and prosciutto, my wife's going to kill me. And when
That's
you
a different
start,
issue.
when you start calming your nervous system, you get sort of passive aggressive thoughts. I didn't say this, but I was like, oh, you're the one who married her is what I was thinking, but I didn't say it. I very graciously made him a new pizza and went,
Godspeed, buddy.
have
Go
a good
home
night.
and get
Yeah.
killed.
Right? Yeah. Anyway.
She can ship your bits back.
Yeah. I mean, lots of people have had that experience, right? The person that
think
you
so.
choose, everything you love about them becomes what you hate after
Yeah,
a few
yeah.
years.
And a lot of times you're reflecting your own struggles with
Yeah.
who you are.
Yeah.
It's like, I've got some
Yeah.
weird quirks. And when it's reflected back to me, I'm like, oh, that's annoying.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, shoot, I
Yeah.
do all those things.
Yes. Projective identification. I
Yeah,
believe that's
the
it.
more you study, the more you're like, oh, dang.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a lot of fun.
It's an interesting field to study for sure.
So much. And
yeah.
so much practical application.
Yeah.
But wouldn't it be fun to do a master class in just how to run a kitchen or a small business where you're working with other people in a cooperative atmosphere, and how when things get a little bit hairy, you can keep a lid on everybody's
Yeah.
emotions and nobody goes crazy today.
Yeah.
Nobody
Yeah.
throws knives.
Yeah.
Because
no.
in commercial kitchens, I've had knives thrown at me. I've had it's
Yeah,
been terrible.
well,
some kitchens have been awful. Some
I'm
kitchens
dealing
have
with
been okay.
kids. Like these are people's kids.
Yeah, I was
Like
14
you're-
having a knife thrown
Oh,
at me.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Right? Yeah.
That's horrible.
Let's talk about my trauma.
I.
Renee's just laughing back there. She's a
Yeah.
criminology student. Well, she was. She graduated criminology and social justice.
Oh,
So
okay,
she's like,
so-
oh yeah, I know
yeah.
what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, and the kids are struggling today, but I don't know. I try to make the pizza kitchen somewhere where they can develop their skills and feel confident to do and be something. And when I started school, I really started stepping out, and I really started training people to handle things so that they can feel like, hey, maybe I could run a pizza place someday. Maybe I can, because if I'm in there, then they don't think they're doing as much as if
Oh.
I'm not in there.
Right.
So stepping out has been kind of good in the last couple years, and letting them sort of take the reins
Yep.
and do things. I'm right here keeping an eye on them,
And these
but-
kids are working with you for years. It's
Yeah.
not
Oh, yeah.
not a matter of
Yeah,
one summer or a
Yeah.
month.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they were kids I knew growing up because I have 3 kids. So they were going to school with my kids. So I kind of got to know them as babies and toddlers, and then
Yeah.
through school, and then as teenagers, and working with them and seeing all different parts of them, and then growing up and gone. Now the kids that are coming in, I don't know as well as I did my kids' peers, but I had a rule with my own kids that they had to go somewhere else first. So they all worked at other businesses, and then
boy.
they came back and started working for me. But it is
Ah,
different working
that's
with your
clever.
kids. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
But they needed to know, it's different working with your mom. They needed to know what it was like to work elsewhere. So
And it kind of makes a little a break of the flow of their life, like
Yeah.
family, work, family, but there was a little
yeah,
an outlet there,
Yeah.
and then back in
Yeah.
again. And now
Yeah.
they're all somewhere else.
they are. Yeah, my oldest is 26, and he's a heavy-duty mechanic.
Cool.
Likes mechanics. He wants to go
Okay.
back to school to be a helicopter pilot, though. He's realized that he only likes it
Oh,
as
man.
a hobby.
Mm.
And my 22-year-old is a welder.
Okay.
But he's now thinking he might go into computers because he's good at programming computers. So,
Okay.
he's 22.
Well, we all
Yeah.
switch up things.
Yeah.
I've switched up
Yeah.
many times.
They say you have an average of 3 careers in a lifetime.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and my daughter, she is 20, and she's just figuring out what she wants to do. She's working down at the Naramata store. She's very creative. And she's going to go upgrade her biology and maybe try to work for LPN. But she has, she's young yet. She doesn't really know what she wants to do. So
And that was your first career, was in
in
medical,
healthcare,
yeah.
I worked in nursing home
Mm-hmm.
from young. Yeah. until I married my husband. So,
Oh, wow,
I
yeah.
took care of elderly people and was working towards an LPN.
Mm-hmm.
So I know a lot about caring for the elderly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And making pizza.
and making pizza and now psychology.
Yeah. Oh, it's so much fun.
And I've written a book, so I might as well throw that in there.
Okay.
So maybe someday you'll read my
What's
book.
it
Who
called
knows?
and what's it about?
It doesn't have a name yet because often
Untitled.
the publishers will pick their own name.
Mm-hmm.
But right now I'm just in the process of querying
Mm-hmm.
and doing a book proposal.
Okay.
So it is the hero's journey of psychology, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a heroic journey to look at the dark places of your life and where you've come from and how they unconsciously drive you today. But it's set in the future. So it's set in the future where the protagonist is living in an auto wrecker lot where people come to get body parts.
For
Not just
cars?
parts for their cars, but their bodies as well. And so what happens is the protagonist is reframing her life through mixed reality. And so her inner parts become real and she interacts with them.
What an interesting
Yeah.
brain you have.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes, where that goes.
I figured you had an interesting brain from the outset.
Yeah. So put mango on pizza.
The mango and chutney and all the things, I'm like, I'm going to love this person.
And I almost didn't want to come today. I was like, no, I don't think you want to come here. It's not fancy.
It's perfect, though. It's
Oh, I'm so glad
perfect.
that you liked it.
Yeah, I'm so glad that
good.
we came here.
Yeah.
We love sandwiching smaller enterprises among
Yeah.
the bigger ones.
Yeah.
Because if we get the eyes on the channel looking at the bigger ones, they'll
Yeah.
see gems they might miss.
Ah, I see. Okay.
Yeah, so if
Yeah.
we have visitors coming to the Okanagan,
Yeah.
like, definitely come here.
Yeah.
If you're really lucky, you get to meet her.
Yeah.
Really lucky.
Yeah.
And if you're freaking out, maybe just step in and
Yeah.
help me calm down.
Yeah.
Renee, how many minutes do we have left? 5? Okay. I want to hear
All right.
about your days in Alberta.
Oh,
Because
when
I'm
I
from
was younger.
Manitoba.
Okay, yeah, I grew up in northern Alberta, near Grand Prairie, on a
Ah,
ranch. We
I
had
know Grand
horses.
Prairie.
Yep, we had
Yep.
horses, and we had sled dogs
Oh,
until I was 10. Yeah,
wow.
and my brother and I, we used to just go in the garden and we'd take an axe and chop a cabbage in half and eat it. That was kind of our life. My mom was a nurse, but she was a teacher of nurses. She was very career driven. And my dad was a teacher.
Okay.
So we would go to school with my dad, drive in and out with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
And then we moved around a bit in Alberta, ended up in BC for a couple years, and then went back to Alberta.
Okay.
And, but yeah, I definitely love the outdoors because of that.
Yeah. Do
Growing
you have
up
some
with
roots
that.
on the East Coast?
Yes. So I have 2 brothers,
Mm-hmm.
and my older brother went to a small university in New Brunswick after high school, and then he ended up settling in Nova Scotia.
Mm.
And then I did go to this university as well. They actually accepted me with my horrible grades. My GPA was really low, but I didn't last. I met Rocky and fell in love, and I moved here. So I only did the first year and a bit of a bachelor degree.
Okay.
And but my brother finished and did his master's, and my younger brother ended up going, and then he
Wow.
also
Stayed out
settled
there.
in Nova Scotia. So a lot of people think I'm from Nova Scotia
Right.
because we often go there to see my brothers.
Oh,
but I'm
okay.
not. None of us are from there.
Mm.
But yes, we love Nova Scotia. We love visiting Nova Scotia. So
I think it's hard to leave there once you've visited, because
Yeah.
the culture is lovely.
well, we both live in incredibly beautiful places.
Yes.
So they also visit us,
Oh,
right?
okay,
And
that's
we
nice.
visit them.
Mhm.
And really, we're really fortunate to
Can you
live
imagine
in
if you had
such
ended up in
beautiful-
Grand Prairie?
Man, I've gone back to
I'm
visit.
sorry, Grand Prairie.
Yeah.
I like you.
The only thing I miss is like here it's a bit gray, and gray doesn't affect me too much, but I do miss having a bright house. Like in
Right.
Alberta, even though it's snow, it's blue
Yeah.
sky,
Yes.
and your house is bright.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
like minus 40, but your house is bright.
Yeah, yeah,
Here it's 2 degrees and your house is dark and you have lights on all the time.
yeah. Yeah.
So I do miss that about Alberta.
Mm-hmm.
But I do when I go to Alberta, both my parents come from Three Hills area, and we visited there a lot growing up. And it's just so beautiful, the rolling hills out there in the fields. Like there is a piece of me that's home there.
Oh, yeah. Three Hills is lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a cemetery there, my family cemetery. I grew up thinking everyone had a family cemetery.
Your own family
not everybody
cemetery?
does.
No, it's almost an Appalachian thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of weird, right? Because what you grow up with becomes familiar, and you don't think that. I just thought everybody had that.
Huh. Well, I grew up on a farm way up in sort of the middle of nowhere. It was home, so it was everywhere, right?
Yeah.
And we had a pet cemetery. And when Stephen King's book came out, of course I read it voraciously and then was very nervous of going, because the rhubarb grew right behind the pet cemetery. So it was like, oh gosh, I gotta go pick rhubarb and I gotta go, and they're all gonna come up now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a little bit freaky.
Yeah, so I had a pet cemetery. I didn't have a family cemetery.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, well, the family cemetery is cool, and there's a lot of history there when you read the.
Oh, yeah.
Like
details.
Oh yeah, it's
wow.
It's still there, and a lot of I'll probably be buried there. And yeah, there's a lot of the epitaphs. I think that's what they're called. They have some of them have pictures even. So it's really cool to see sort of your ancestors that way.
Yeah, for sure.
And, yeah, a lot of history there. I had some furniture made in here out of some of the barns out there and stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
So, like this doorknob. This is actually from the old farmhouse.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just added some details to my house from home.
Yeah, and they feel really meaningful.
Yeah.
Anybody else would see a doorknob, but you see a whole bunch of stories.
Yeah.
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 Oh, that's fantastic. I think we are out of time. Yeah, I wanted to talk more about Three Hills, but we'll do that once Renee has shut down shop. All right, thank you so much. You have been extra generous. The pizzas are amazing, and I've just loved this hour with you.
I felt really comfortable. I was super nervous about doing this. I was like breathing techniques before you came. I was like, I'm just not someone that it's usually Rocky that's in the limelight, not so much me. I mean, I can definitely be, and I've learned to promote myself and how to do that. But I usually like to be sort of in the background.
Well, I am delighted that I got to know you a little bit. It's so nice. All right, thanks for joining us.